It's a reality we all face, aging. And for a growing number of American seniors, part of that aging progress includes incontinence. As we observe both National Caregivers and Bladder Health Month, joining us to highlight practical solutions for a problem impacting not only seniors but their caregivers as well is Philippa Lewis, CEO for Simavita, producers of breakthrough technology, innovative technology, helping to improve the lives of those affected by incontinence. Good morning.
Good morning, Olga.
Thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
Now let's talk about incontinence. When it comes to incontinence, what do seniors and those who care for them experience?
Well, firstly, seniors, they experience a tremendous amount of loss of dignity, loss of power, and as a result of their incontinence, which tends to grow compulsory when you get older, you simply do become incontinent. It's a factor of aging.
Reality?
It's a reality. And I often say to people, you want to grow old, and that's great, but part of aging is certainly some disabilities, one of which is incontinence. When you become incontinent and you're very elderly, it's a very undignified thing. You lose control of your bladder, perhaps your bowel as well, and then you're totally dependent upon your carers. Now, to the carers, of course, it's a tremendous burden for them. To be looking after an elderly person is sometimes joyful in some respects, but the really bad part of it is often the incontinence, because most of your day is really dominated by the care of their incontinence. It's a major, major challenge for care workers and one of the worst parts of their job, let's say. So this is where we need to look at improvements, if you like.
Absolutely.
Because it's really the most expensive part of the care of that elderly person as well, which a lot of people don't know.
And I love your company's mission statement, and I'm going to read it if I may, and I'm going to quote, "To provide a richer quality of life for older people, improving dignity and grace," end quote. Tell me how your company is making that a reality.
We are dedicated to elderly people having better quality of life. So we focused on one area that really negatively affects their quality of life, and that's their incontinence. So everything about the company and the technology has had that as its focus. That's our core mission, is to improve their care.
And speaking of that technology, you brought a SIM device. Show me how it works and what it is.
I did. So what we've developed at Simavita is the world's first 72-hour assessment for incontinence. So let me explain what that is. Currently, we assess elderly people for their incontinence, but it's a very manual activity, very time-consuming, labour-intensive, and results in bad outcomes. So we've instrumented that 72 hours, and during that 72 hours, our residents or patients, the elderly folk who are suffering from incontinence, wear a smart diaper like this. And attached to that is our SIM pod. So we attach it this way, like so. Easy attachment, and it's worn for 72 hours by the elderly person. And we change it every few hours, of course.
Okay.
But during that time, we're collecting all the information that's going on inside the diaper. That means that at the end of the 72 hours, we have what we call a live bladder chart. That's a completely unique overview of that person's incontinence profile. We pick up every form of leakage, you could say, that occurs inside the diaper.
And that's important information because?
Very important information, because if you understand the pattern of the person's incontinence, you can actually keep them continent for longer. You can take them to the bathroom when they need to go. And so what this clever technology does is it calculates through an algorithm when is the optimal time to take you to the bathroom. That keeps you drier and more continent.
That's what I was going to ask you, because as a result of this, would that individual reach continence faster than, let's say, the individual that just used the traditional pads?
That's a really good question. So what's important about this is at least 25% of elderly people who enter into long-term care facilities in the United States are reasonably continent. Within 30 days, they're very incontinent. And the reason for that is we actually stop assisting them to go to the bathroom at the right time. No one's fault, because without this technology, we don't know. So what happens is, ultimately and very quickly, they will lose their bladder control. Hence, they become highly reliant upon diapers and they become very incontinent. That's the gateway for all these costs to blow out and for the care of that elderly person to become very onerous and difficult and terrible for the elderly person, and even worse for the caregiver who's trying to keep them continent. They have no hope without this sort of technology.
Great information. I want you to stay right there, Philippa, because when we come back, we're going to hear from a healthcare provider offering her unique perspective on incontinence technology as groundbreaking innovations continue to improve lives, restore independence, and offer greater dignity to those affected. The Balancing Act will be right back. Stay right there.
I love Sim for, so many things. One, it provides us an accurate assessment. It allows us to be able collaboratively with residents and families to, establish individual toileting programs. It gives the residents back their dignity. It allows privacy. The staff absolutely love its ability to give accurate assessment. We've now toileting people when they need to be toileted. It allows us then to redeploy staff into, more social activities and, developing relationships. From the other cost point of view, certainly it increases our funding. We're able to validate incontinence, and we're also able to validate a toileting program. The next thing it does, it actually saves us in terms of our continence aids. We were over padding. There was a reliance for staff, it's okay, you have a pad on. Now that's not acceptable. So we're actually assessing people, we're putting them into much lighter, smaller products, which of course brings our cost down.
Welcome back, and we're speaking with Philippa Lewis, CEO of Simavita. Great insight from Karen in Australia.
Yes.
Great information.
She's a great advocate of our technology, and she's a great user of our technology.
Truly making a difference.
Yes.
Now, Simavita is an Australian company. So
Yes.
for people here in the US, is this readily available here?
It's absolutely readily available. We have a great partner here in the United States, a company called Medline, and they now have exclusive rights to distribute this product across the United States. So all you have to do is click on Medline and you will get information about the technology and can access it readily.
And let me ask you something, Philippa, on a personal note here. Incontinence, it's not something that I really hear about a lot every day, and I think it's something we really should talk about more, to be honest, because everybody or many people are going to be faced with it. Is the media partially to blame for this lack of awareness?
Look, I think the media probably are partially to blame for it. We need to raise awareness
Yes.
about this situation. I think what people forget is the fact that there's this enormous aging, we call it a tsunami, that's coming through. And people have to think of it that way. It's a huge catastrophe that's coming upon us. Now, when you think about that, at least 70% of everybody who's living in long-term care suffers from an extreme form of incontinence, and that the cost of that incontinence is by far and away the biggest cost of the care of an elderly American in long-term care, then this is something we should all be talking about.
And the caregivers are obviously giving you a lot of feedback too.
Caregivers give us tremendous feedback. It's probably the number one thing they hate to do when they care for an elderly person, yet they do often love their job. And so when a caregiver is transitioned from a manual process that gives them very bad data to something that's really smart like this and gives them fantastic evidence-based information that they can do better care, have better outcomes for their resident, their patient as such, they love it. And it makes a big difference to their workload, their quality of their work, and the quality of their life and the quality of the life of the person that they're looking after.
Great information, great technology. One more time, where can we find it?
Medline. If you go to medline.com, you will find this technology available.
Thank you so much
Thanks,
for bringing that
Olga.
awareness. I do
Pleasure.
appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like more information on today's topic or anything else for that matter, just go to our website. That's thebalancingact.com, thebalancingact.com, or log on and share with us your thoughts at Facebook.com/The Balancing Act Fans.